The Fantastic Four First Steps movie isn't technically set in the 1960s, which may seem odd when you look at the movie at face value, but let me explain what I mean by that. So obviously we all saw the trailer this week, it looks really good, we're all really excited, but here's the thing. Anyways, moving on. So as we know, the movie is clearly paying homage to the 1960s. Because that's when they first debuted in 1961, but also because the time period provides the theming and historical events that match the story, such as the space race and space exploration. However, considering this is a multiverse story, it actually doesn't take place in the main MCU sacred timeline, and will eventually need to somehow cross into the main timeline. And since the MCU has been around for 17 years already and has already covered various decades, it wouldn't make sense to just have the Fantastic Four just randomly in the 60s in the main timeline. So the story is actually taking place in a different timeline with a 1960s inspired retro-futuristic world. Basically meaning that the story could actually be set in 2020, 2030, 2040, or any other year, and it would actually just continue to have the same tone and feel of the 1960s. Which could also be evident in the fact that the movie is including things from comic storylines that came out in the 1970s and even the 80s, but that also might be reading into this a little too much. Like, Herbie is technically from a storyline in the 1970s, which was kind of inspired by Star Wars, which didn't come out till 1977. The costumes with the white outline is more inspired from a storyline in the 1980s. But anyways, the point is that using the 1960s for the set design, the tone, the theming, and the connection to events such as space exploration is how the Fantastic Four is supposed to feel. Just don't be surprised if the movie doesn't actually take place within those specific years.